Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John.
I'm Claire.
This is Many a True Nerd, and welcome back to Stellaris, the golden age of Stellaris. This is us, by the way, this is us in green. If you're new to this, you haven't been paying attention, this is us in green. We're the Pax Romana. We're space robots. We're what Julianus Vatinius did next after he built a rocket out of wood and launched it from Naples at the end of the Rome Total War run. This is what he went and did next. He basically took over the entire galaxy, which was flipping nice. And now we're in green. All of our allies are in purple. But quite frankly, like, if we wanted to, we probably are strong enough to take on all of our allies simultaneously. We're not doing that. I like my allies. We're very close to a Federation victory. I'm not going to screw that up by immediately, like, you know, throwing our Federation under a bus at this point. That would be very, very silly indeed. So yes, all our allies are in purple, and the guys in yellow are my vassals. I was about to say my loyal vassals. I haven't actually checked on them for a while. Yeah, they're loyal. Right, that guy down there, loyal. These guys up here, loyal. I think the ducks might have actually settled this over here. So the ducks are actually taking part in a bit of a expansion over in this direction, because that looks brand new to me, though interestingly a whole bunch of mushrooms have just migrated straight to it, which is very, very cool indeed. And did you just settle this, or is this actually, these are our bug people, the sex bug people? Ooh, no, this is intriguing. The bug people have, are you Yapathy? Okay. A huge number of Yapathy have jumped ship to what appears to be a relatively young settlement belonging to the bug people. I don't know why, they just are so. The poor Yapathy are just struggling to find a home, quite frankly. After the whole accidental genocide I issued against them, they've kind of ended up as refugees all around the world. But still, it's nice to see that our Federation is expanding into this space. Oh, and the kind of the minty green people are people who are associate members. So, friendly to us, unlikely to go to war against us.
Do we have any bets on what endgame crisis we will get?
Technically, okay, this is a really interesting one, because I've actually been putting some thought into this. Statistically, the most likely is Unbidden, because we've gone and smashed all 4 of the Fallen Empires or Awakened Ascendances, which means, and as we saw when we were taking on the Thembalon, a load of our Federation buddies basically took advantage of the situation with all the debris floating around from the snails and from the ring world to learn jump drive technology for themselves. So a load of people have jump drives. The more empires in the galaxy that have jump drives, the more likely it is that someone's going to trigger the Unbidden, because they're going to tear a hole in reality the Unbidden can come through. So it is statistically fairly likely the Unbidden are going to rock up. I'm pretty sure that's true anyway. I would like to see the Swarm, but the Swarm have nothing that like impacts how likely the Swarm is to show up. The Swarm just shows up pretty much as a backup, kind of if the Unbidden don't spawn early.
John, if PB and Benno were in a burning building and you only had time to save one, who would it be?
Benno.
Benno!
Yeah. PB's alright, but PB's no Liara at the end of the day. Liara's no Tali. So, you know, in the chain of stuff, ultimately.
PB, Liara, Tali, Benno. Do we think that's accurate?
Tali at the top, then Benno, then Liara.
Controversial.
Look, Tali is Bay. Tali is
right,
ultimate Bay. Alright, like at the end of Mass Effect 3 when Tali does her final little goodbye to you, I was crying. And yeah, I forgot about this. There's a bunch of Federation ships who are that are being driven by Claire just outside Vesta, unfortunately.
Is that where they're going in circles?
Yes,
they're driven by me. That's amazing.
This is Claire. This is the Claire ship right here. It's struggling to get into gear.
We've got the English Potato in the chat confirming that he does have John the Cat. Apparently John the Cat is going to have kittens. However...
Oh my goodness, I'm going to be a mother! I was about to say let's have a quick war against, you know, the sin, but the envelope people decided this was the right moment to basically throw an insult at me. Hello, who's that? Ah! I'm guessing the fact you've just closed your borders means literally the ceasefire just wore off, which means it's time to go straight back in for some more war! Declare war! Declare war! There's our lovely big fleet revolving. Hang on, what's the current balance of the fleet? 137 battle cruisers to only 11 cruisers to 16 destroyers, not even sure why they're there, to 337 corvettes. Marvellous. It's an odd balance, but quite frankly, corvettes and battleships together can do the job very, very nicely indeed. Oh, Vlad the Unmailer, who never changed his name, has indeed returned to finish off the envelope people. He has fought wars against these bastards before. This time, we've given him some really, really, really strong troops to do it with, and unfortunately, They're going down pretty bloody quickly at this point. Yep. The tabbies, look, Claire, the tabbies are barely taking a scratch.
Oh, good.
The tabbies are barely taking a scratch. Someone opened their borders. Those guys, the Honor-Bound Warriors. Claire, this is their defense fleet.
Oh.
I know, that's their defense fleet. They've decided is going to work for them. It's hilarious. So, we have got Ultrax Point here. Let's just keep an eye on the armies. Note, there's barely any armies down here either. Annexation fever they're still suffering from. That's good. Right, apparently we are... Wait, hang on, what do we do? Oh, I think a battle started and we won it. It happened too fast. Oh, it's that guy. It's this guy right here. He arrived in the system, then he exploded. He went kaboom. It was very sad. Someone's shown up. Good. Everyone's shown up, in fact. Excellent. We've got... Hello, we've got...
Someone says that...
Wait, what?
Someone said
Hey,
that...
wait, hang on.
Oh.
What
wait, what's that?
Well, it looks distinctly like the ships that the Fallen Empire have, but how did you... Where did those come from? That's a bug fleet right there. This is part of the bug fleet. But that there is a style of ship I thought you weren't allowed to build, because that's like the Fallen Empire style of ship. Like, Fallen Empires can't award you ships as a reward for doing missions. I would assume that that's what these guys have come from. I wanted to actually go and take out some of their allies over on the flipping Warthog side, just for the sake of actually getting this war flipping done. Which unfortunately, actually, technically that's the... Is that the capital? No, that's just a military station as well. Oh, hello! The Warthog people showed up. They're the allies of the Envelope people. They finally showed up. But they showed up and they've landed literally on top of the Federation fleet. Oh no, the mighty, mighty Federation fleet that I've spent a long time building up have got a lot of battleships at the back. And just look at the battleships and their mighty, mighty cannons fitted on the front. Just those massive, massive blue cannon beams. And we've also got bombers coming in as well. We've got bombers at close blank range. Oh no, the Corvettes in, and in come the lasers. And it's, I think they've...
Pretty
I think they've just jumped... I think they just jumped out and after... That's what's left. There's a lot of explosions going on here.
Those, like, purple,
there's a lot of explosions. Where have they just jumped to? I'm not sure they've got jump drives. The galaxy's exploding! This is where the Envelope people's armies are, as we just basically just move our fleets to position, and soon, very soon, I think you're going to know when our battleships get into range, by the way. You will know when our battleships get into range.
Glorious
that's our cruisers into range. I think the battleships are just there. Yep, the battleships just got into range.
Is that the Mega Raptor class ships?
Actually, I believe those are the Federation ships. These ones are my own ones. These are the War Elephants.
Ooh, very nice.
But unfortunately, the armies of the Envelope people are not doing so hot because now my battleships are just shooting them out of the sky. Oh dear. Right, so Harmony, done, and that opens up a new Ascension perk slot. So, our options now are, basically, assuming we're not going down Engineered Evolution, we're kind of more talking about robots here. We do have some robot stuff, so robot maintenance cost down and robot build speed, and also a special project for cybernetic citizens, which is... an option, but arguably more of like a nice-to-have aesthetic role-playing thing rather than actually that useful. Galactic Force Projection, just straight-up naval capacity plus 200. So for us, that's about, I mean, in all fairness, it's only like a, what is that, like a 15% increase in total naval capacity. Nice to have, absolutely, but not necessarily essential. Defenders of the Galaxy, 50% bonus damage against anything that can theoretically show up at an endgame crisis, which will happen sooner or later, is certainly of use. I personally think Technological Ascendancy is not that great. One Vision, Unity output plus 10%. Anything that gets Unity output up is not a terrible idea, so One Vision wouldn't be bad. Mastery of Nature at this point I think would be pretty pointless for us. Voidborn, Habitats are certainly okay. Galactic Wonder, okay. Or we could have Galactic Wonders and begin Operation Let's Build some flipping Sentry Arrays and Science Nexus and stuff. So now that we've got Mega Engineering, Galactic Wonders is an option too. So I'd say there's a lot of interesting stuff we could do there. Claire, set up a straw poll.
Galactic Wonders is winning with 49%.
I was not surprised at all. Right. Okay, we found the Warthog fleet. I'm now on the chase. They are bombarding one of the worlds we've taken to try and take it back, I think. So what we're going to basically just try and do is I'm just going to try and send my own fleet to try and intercept. Ah, no, the Federation fleet's already on it. Okay, I'm going to come in and try and reinforce. So my fleet will be coming in time, but the Federation fleet is moving into battle positions already with 100,000 strength. I barely think they took a knock last time because I've set up this fleet with ludicrously long-range fire. And ludicrously long-range fire, of course, means that means they're basically not going to be able to do much in the way of fighting back because large amounts of their strength will be taken out before it even begins. Now, plenty more messages coming in. You want to pay me stuff? There you are. I'm happy to take stuff. And research for research every flipping time. Never hurts. Oh. They're moving away from the planet. They are moving away from the planet. No, I think they're being pulled into a fight here. I think the fight has begun. In we come. Right, in comes all of that fire. And they are going to start... Oh, yeah. This is closer range than they would like to be, ideally. They've got shields up for now. They've got a few corvettes at the front that are just going to tank. I think there might even be flipping cruisers. But the firepower is already going to start tearing these guys apart. It's laser-based while the shields remain up. Therefore, not a huge amount of damage is going to be taken. But already the frame rate is tanking like crazy. But the Rontor are present as well with another 55,000 backing up. These guys are badly, badly outnumbered. And those advantages just scale and stack in this game. These guys will not be able to jump for quite some time simply because it's been not long since the battle actually began. They're probably just trying to desperately get an emergency cooldown on the way, but no, the shields are down, and that means now these lasers are just going to start tearing apart because the lasers get hull penetration. They can just bypass all of that lovely, lovely extra armor down to 25,000. There's now nothing left but basically 20 battle cruisers. Every battle cruiser that dies is a big, big loss, and they warp out. Unsurprisingly, they have now warped away, and they have jump drives as well. Like, somehow these bastards picked up jump drives. I don't even know where they got those from, but they've got them from somewhere. And there's more explosions in the actual wider galaxy. That system just exploded for no unexplained reason. Marvellous. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to leave them ruin them. I'm going to leave them ruin them and just take the rest of it. Actually, is Ruinum really underdeveloped? I want to make sure Ruinum is massively underdeveloped. No, Ruinum's really developed. I'm going to find their least developed planet and just leave them with that one. They can keep whichever they're...
You are lovely. You're the nicest person ever.
This has not got much in it. And it doesn't even have envelope people. Actually, you know what? That'd be cute. I might just actually leave them this. Because...
The only world that they're not in.
Exactly, because then it's not envelope people anymore. I think the only thing that would be left would be these bird people on... it's primitive factories and primitive farms. Basically, I'd regress them to the Stone Age. Done. Right, I'm just going to leave them this world, because this world down here has nothing but primitive stuff. So basically, we've just knocked them back out of the space age. It's just a bunch of bird people sitting around on primitive farms and with primitive factories. Yes, I have literally bombed them back out of the space age.
That's great.
That is beautiful. Right, so everything...
You're just a terrible person.
Everything but that one. Okay, all of... you. There we are. So now I'm going to demand all of those be liberated, and then I'll just vassalize all of it. And they've immediately requested... Oh, wait. Whoa. What just happened to the borders? The borders went nuts because of who owns what now. Right. Stop for a second. So, the Lartrepian... Okay, so what's left... Oh, blimey, yes. That's what's left. They just got divided into those four green bits because they don't have much in the way of border strength. So the Lartrepian Empire has instead demanded, or rather asked, to join the League of Non-Aligned Powers. They want to join up with the First Galactic Empire. No, I'm going to demand their vassalization instead. We don't need them. And instead, I am going to demand their vassalization, which they will accept. So everyone was wrong. They are willing to accept that. And in a second... we have just won ourselves, technically, the Federation victory. So, the First Galactic Empire, we have technically met the victory condition there. The Galactic Empire has won the game by having their Federation own 60% of all habitable planets. Although, I feel kind of cheated because there's no Romans there. Technically, the Mighty Ducks were president at the time. So, at this exact moment in time, the game is saying, the Galactic Empire, hooray for the Ducks! And also the Ducks. And they're the Duck faction and their Duck worlds. Everyone is basically saying it's all about the Ducks, but if we arrange it by planets, I've got 50 planets. Bloody hell, I've got 50 bloody planets. Right, that's pretty good. Though actually, I'm not even ahead on research just because my research falls a little bit behind, because the more planets you have, the slower your research is. Right, the problem is we need plenty of influence. I forgot we need influence. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take away this here thing. I know we're going to give up a bit of territory by demolishing this frontier outpost, but I'm going to do it anyway just to get the influence back. There we are. So technically we've just lost a little bit of territory there, but that's fine. Honestly, I'm okay with that because it's being given over to the bug people, and that will also get us a bunch more influence. Now we need something. The chat needs to start thinking about something. Which is, now that I've rejiggered all of our influence, we've almost got enough influence for a megastructure, because they're 300 to begin building. So we've almost got enough, in fact, actually, we've just moved over to enough influence to actually get this built. So, as a reminder, by the way, your options are the Dyson Sphere, which basically it's very expensive, and produces a hell of a lot of energy, but to be honest, I think we've got enough energy. The Sentry Array Site, which I think is much more interesting, which basically lets you see the entire galaxy, but I've already got visibility of large parts of the galaxy as well. And the Science Nexus, which ultimately just produces a ton of extra science, but even at its top level, technically only produces 90, 90, and 90, which is still a nice increase, but we've already done kind of much of our research. This is why I feel like megastructures come into the game a bit too late. To be honest, I've always felt like, by the time they show up, you've kind of already got much stuff going on. But it would be nice to get a megastructure in production. I've never actually built one before, so I totally want to build one. So, put your arguments down in the... Actually, yes, straw poll it, Claire.
Yep.
I think it's fair to straw poll that.
And the array have 39.94% of the vote.
So the array is the winner.
Wins, yes.
Okay, so we need to find a good spot for the array. I would like to put the array just straight up in... Actually, I think the array, it starts off with finite range and then expands over time. So probably, therefore, the only bit of the galaxy we don't have great visibility of right now is over here in the Sin. So what I probably ought to do, therefore, is we ought to build it close by to Benor, who will guard the array with his life forever. Okay, so the array is being built around the sun, because apparently it needs to be built right next to the sun.
I just want to hear John say moist on stream.
Moist. There you go. I said it sexily as well.
Ew.
Do you want to do other words that are also good? Clammy. Yeah, clammy. Yeah, that's right. Claire, remember this space up here that was complete? This is the space, by the way, that was empty at the beginning of this stream.
Yeah.
The bug people have just gone nuts up here. The bug people have truly gone absolutely nuts. They've just basically moved in huge flipping numbers. And just taken over. Hang on, because these worlds are pretty well developed. Yeah, they've just basically moved in and taken over some really well developed worlds. They have moved in on flipping mass. Actually, I know what it is. It's because it's deserty. Right, the Sentry Array is complete, by the way. The light of suns blinds and the darkness of the void hides. The Sentry Array we prepare to build in memoriam system will one day become a star panopticon, one eye on every star. All-seeing, I reply. Right, let's have a look-see at it. I don't know what it looks like in this stage. So,
just so you know,
that's just a platform. We just spent all that money building a platform. Right, we just need to immediately get this in production. So now we are immediately building... Yeah, I think we just spent this is just a platform. We spent all that money just building the platform. I think we just need to build a building site on next to which to build the actual array. So, okay, so we need to do this in sexy robot. Okay. I am programmed for your pleasure. Please assume the position. Yeah.
Okay, that was kind of brilliant.
Yeah! You weren't expecting that. You weren't expecting sexy robot John to work.
Shout out to
no, wait, no. We're going to do that again. A sexy American robot John.
No.
I am programmed for your pleasure. Please assume their position. Claire's given up. Claire's just given up. Claire's gone. Claire's out of here. The Sin want to join us. Rather than being destroyed, they wish to join us. I'm having them on. Look at that. Look at our galaxy now.
Ooh,
Look at that.
Quite fancy.
We own like, oh bloody hell. Also, someone else wants to join the league. Yeah. Okay, we'll have you as everyone. There's just a domino effect. There's no one left in the galaxy who hates us apart from these guys. That's... Oh my god, did you just join? They want to join too! I think that's everyone! I think we just got the entire galaxy! Claire!
Yeah.
They all joined! No, someone else is left. Who are you? Where the bloody hell are you bastards? What are you guys? Oh, okay, they're those guys. Yeah, we'll have that. I think we just ate the entire galaxy. I think the thing is these guys were all at war with each other, so couldn't make diplomatic moves because you can't ask to join an alliance while you're at war. You join in the... Okay, someone else has just asked to be in. Was that those guys? No, it was someone down here. I think there's literally no one left who's not in this apart from you guys, the rebels of the state of Kelzaka, who I think we should just basically go and take over. And then, oh bloody hell, Claire!
Yeah.
Claire, the alerts! The alerts have gone mad.
Too many alerts.
Too many alerts. I don't think we need food plus 5%, to be honest. I think we're swimming in food. So, okay. Everyone's made peace with everybody, and everyone has immediately, the moment that peace has been declared, basically I've just created galactic peace. Rivalry, yeah, of course the rivalry has ended. Everyone's now in a single galactic UN. Then up here, there's... Who are you guys? You are... apparently you're vassals under the Infinite Pond, are you? Okay, that's fine. Why are you dual owned? I think there's two worlds in here. One owned by you, yeah, and you are owned by you, and one owned by... Wait, aren't you the same? That's the same thing, isn't it? Why are you... No, you're not the same thing. The Valmanex silencers are... I thought you were dead. How long? Why are you still there? Okay, what we found is, I'm now going to clear out the galaxy. Now there's so little left. Basically, anyone who's not actually part of the flipping... Yeah, screw it. Okay, you bastards. We'll go again. Anyone that's left is now going to be taken care of. So you stupid bastards, you flipping... I swear the Valmanac silencers were dead. I swear they were dead. I swear we got an alert saying the Valmanac silencers were no more. But alright, declare war, which unfortunately now everyone needs to agree to. So it's... Oh, wait, what? Oh, no, that's because I've got a filter on. I've still got a filter. Right, no, there we go. Right. Am I allowed to vassalize them? Okay, it's actually... Wait, is everyone willing to... Why would you let me vassalize? I don't even want to vassalize them. Right, so we're liberating them in my name, then we'll vassalize them straight afterwards. Lovely. Right, confirm, and everyone will totally vote for... But now, welcome to the space, UN. Okay, we're now at war with these bastards. We didn't even need to bother going up, unfortunately. It feels to me like I think that's the Kesam Compact, isn't it? Yep, the Kesam Compact are showing up, and they're going to take care of this for me. And they've also brought oh yeah, they've brought troops in. The UN's here, boys. The UN's here. Good luck with this. They've got a fleet strength of 1,000 and 28,000 just rocked up. At this point, some they're just going to be torn apart. And oh dear. I think that's the... Oh, the Rontor made it here fast thanks to their jump drives. Oh, dear. Oh, no. And more people are coming in. The Rontor are bringing in more foot soldiers. I don't even need to get involved in this one. I'm just going to watch. Let's just get the view here. This here is... Oh. Okay, wasn't much of a view. This is pretty much the last planet of Fanatic. I honestly thought these guys were already dead. All right, this time, seriously, don't let them get away. Oh, oh, no, they might actually win a flipping victory, irritatingly. Because unfortunately these poor bastards here actually have enough strength. But it will take them down their shield. Someone go and help those guys out, please. Or just kind of focus on their worlds. I think that world's going to be... That world has been bombed very quickly. There's a bit of defense, but not enough defense to stand up to what's coming after them at this point. There's a huge, huge amount of armies. The Rontor always bring good armies on. Those guys are kind of vaguely coming in, but they're about to be destroyed very, very quickly if they decide they actually want to do this. Yes, they've decided they do actually want to do a fight. So, oh no! Oh, the long range. Oh, the long range, dead. Oh, the long range. That's the one planet they've got. We don't even need to bother showing up for this one. And are you going to bother landing your... Oh, yeah. Oh, there's a lot of... Oh, Claire. I don't think we need to bother showing up. Oh, more's coming. Oh, my God. We will blot out the sun with our flipping soldiers. Oh, and in comes more. In comes exo forces and slave armies. Oh, no slave armies. Don't talk about the slave armies, damn it. And that's it. That's their entire planet just taken. Their planet's gone. Right, so they're going to immediately surrender. That war's going to be over momentarily because we literally have a 100% war score. There you go. Right, best possible outcome. Beautiful. End of the Velmanac silencers. I swear that's happened before. So just keep an eye on them on this occasion. Right, pause time. So these new lads who we're going to... Apparently they wouldn't be willing to accept vassalization. Why? Oh, because of distance. Okay, I'm going to offer them associate status, quite frankly. We're just going to offer them associate status. That's absolutely fine. We can't invite them to the Federation just yet due to minus 16,000. You know what? Associate status is fine. Because associate status is good enough. So we'll offer them that, and we'll also offer them a migration treaty. So they will be offered that. They will therefore become momentarily... yep, they'll become good, happy, free people. Yep, lovely. And the entire galaxy goes minty green because they are now friends of ours. So domination's 2 out of 5, but honestly, what it's producing at this point is each vassal increases. Actually, each vassal, that's actually worth doing right now because vassals, fleet levies. I actually do have some vassals now. Yeah, I'm going to say colonial viceroys for the sake of moving towards fleet levies because fleet levies would be. It would give me a small boost. At flipping least. It wouldn't flipping hurt. So yeah, that's fine. We'll definitely take fleet levies next time. And then after that, we'll just take protection racket, even though it's useless to us, purely for the sake of domination, which is... What's the finisher effect? Technology shared between us and our subjects. That's not that great. But on the plus, it'll just give us the slot in Ascensions. We are too weak to survive on our own, say the envelope people. Will the Pax Romana please just take us in? Yes, we will, you stupid bastards. We accept. We accept, you stupid envelope bastards. We have decided to absorb you. Oh, they actually came to us saying we're too weak to survive on our own. Please, please just take us in. Right, so the hub of the Century Array is a state-of-the-art installation in its own right, half listening post, half space telescope, however it marks but the first milestone. And we've got ourselves, the Century Hub is complete in its first format, but that's not good enough. Upgrade it with a further 15,000.
Upgrade.
Yep, upgrade it in order to make it better. There we are. So that is now in production as well. And that's going to add a lovely thing on the bottom there. Very, very nice indeed. So it's going to have a big spire. So there we are. That's our beautiful thing there. Admittedly, I think we've already got visibility of just about everything already. But just in case, you know, the aliens move in and start causing trouble when the endgame crisis rocks up, it wouldn't hurt to have basically a bit of equipment that lets us see what's actually going on at all times. That would not be the worst thing in the world at all. The Sin want to come into our empire. They may. That's acceptable. And that's someone else's migration treaty and someone else. Basically, everyone is opening up their borders to everyone else. Borders have basically been abolished. We've created one big, huggy, lovely universe, as far as I can see. Ooh, 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 ooh.
Yep.
Yes. Okay. So, it's the Unbidden.
Yes!
It's the Unbidden. It is the Unbidden. Instruments across the Pax Romana have suddenly picked up a subspace power surge of massive proportions coming from somewhere within our galaxy. Our scientists are struggling to come up with an explanation for the event. Nothing of its like has ever been recorded. The exact origin point of this sudden power surge is yet to be identified. We're still in the process of analysing the available data. Now that's not so good. That's not so good. Because my fleet is set up, it was more appropriate for dealing with the Scourge and the Swarm. So we're not so well set up. We're going to need to basically retrofit out, we're going to retrofit the ship in an emergency, pretty much. Because now we need to make it better at taking out the shielding that these guys have got a lot of. So basically we need to start working on that as flipping soon as possible. But I think we're pretty well set up for the grand finale of the Stellaris livestream coming in 2 weeks, ladies and gentlemen, because the Unbidden are coming, and they are coming up against a united galaxy. Literally, the entire galaxy will be united against them. But this is a huge galaxy, meaning when they show up, they can show up with millions, potentially. And all we've got to throw against them are, I've got like, yeah, I'm going to have like maybe close to 400,000 in total when we're actually done. It would be better, but my admiral's still relatively young and inexperienced, so we're sending a young kid out to command. which is marvellous, but literally the entire galaxy will be behind me. The Federation fleet of about 100k, me with about 400k, and then everyone else together. It's all of us together versus the Unbidden. We're gonna see what we can do about that. Me, my vassals, my allies, the Federation, everyone is flipping piling in, and that will be coming up in 2 weeks, the grand finale, and whether we win or lose, I will be revealing what is going to take this place, this kind of series spot, because I've always liked the idea that this series has, like, you know, we do alternating weeks where it's one-off, and then it's like a series with a bit more of a narrative to it. So we will be talking about what is going to replace the Stellaris live stream when that comes to an end next week, and that will be beginning, of course, well, sorry, in 2 weeks technically, and then of course that will be beginning in 4 weeks time, and I think you're gonna like it. It's pretty darn cool and pretty darn exciting. So we will be back next week with like a big one-off thing. Haven't decided what it's going to be yet, actually. There's a few options floating around. So we'll be back with something new. Obviously, I'll kind of formally announce it next Friday. I haven't decided which one it's going to be. So that will be coming in a week's time. And in 2 weeks' time, the grand finale of Stellaris and the revelation of what is coming afterwards. But in the meantime, I've been John.
I've been Claire.
This has been Many a True Nerd. Thank you all so very, very much for joining us today. And goodbye.
Goodbye.
You know, I really hope we've agreed open borders with Japan, by the way. Otherwise, they have basically just invaded. I may have picked the wrong fight over... Yep. And my cities, of course, have got even more flipping high-tech, though mysteriously still completely dependent on, you know, an aqueduct. Now, I'm not saying your entire army is mostly already dead, but it kind of actually is.